swing, hold the play, out to sea, on steady path, on steady feet. I said, Mother Mary, come for me.
We call it prog punk. I think Faith calls it prog psychedelic.
It's a little proggy, there's math involved. Pretty hard rock in its way. It's kind of like if you took Black Sabbath and threw in some Yes with a bit of, I don't know, Patti Smith. Definitely some Patti Smith.
Because I love jazz, I like music that will bring in little pieces of jazz. It's punk, but we try to bring in all these different things to it.
Even our songs that we've been playing for a couple years, we never really play it the same way.
It's art.
On Band in Seattle, coming to you from Seattle's historic Central Saloon, the Kathy Moore Superpower Trio will absolutely wow you. Welcome to Band in Seattle, live from the historic Central Saloon.
My dad was a great musician. He was a pastor, and I sang in the church. Like, he was a great musician. He played piano beautifully. And so being around that my whole life, I think I harmonized in the car one time when I was 7, and my dad turned around and went, "What?" So it was just in me.
My grandfather would play Tchaikovsky up to my mom's stomach, actually. And then ironically, I found out later that Tchaikovsky ended up being one of my favorite composers. And I grew up doing saxophone, and then I did drums, guitar, sax, piano, bass, harp, a little bit of ukulele.
I am a daughter of a dancer and a musician, the goddaughter of a drummer, the niece of a drummer. I came by it kind of as a family business, but I started as a tap dancer. I had the rhythm, I loved being on stage, a little ham. And then eventually I was like, I want to play music. What's my instrument? Oh, you mean all I have to do is add hands?
I had been performing this music as a solo artist. One of my friends said, you need to get a band together and perform this as a band because it really screaming to be played in a band. The moment we played together, it was pretty magical. That thing that happens that you can't really define when 3 people get together and there's the 4th member is sort of the magic of it?
Well, we could say it was love at first sight. We had heard about each other, and I'd seen her play dozens of times, but we never really connected until there was this amazing event that was put on called Blood Moon Orchestra. All female, all improv, all night. One of the nights they asked me to be the official bassist for the night, and Kathy Moore was the guitarist. And for the whole night, she and I were just improvising.
And my husband was in the audience and he said, oh, you gotta play with that girl again. There's something about the two of you together and there's something about her by herself.
I mean, it was the first time that we had played together. We played together once, and then she Facebook messaged me the next day and she said, I've been thinking about putting a trio together. Would you be interested? And I said yes.
I've done several projects over the years. We were always doing either backing up other people or doing tributes or cover things. And I think when she wanted to put her band together, she just asked. And when Kathy Moore asks, I mean, you have to rise to the call, you know.
Faith and I have been playing together for a long time. I knew that whether it was funk or it was rock or improvisation, that she was comfortable doing all of those things. It's been really fun to do this project with the three of us together because the moment we played together, something else happened.
Find out more about the Kathy Moore Superpower Trio.
I think Joan of Arc is about, if you grew up religious and you're kind of find yourself in this circumstance, but you're also in some way heroic, dealing with that duality. The album that this music comes from, the beginning of it is dark and the whole end of it is about hope. So we're still in the dark place.
Joan of Arc, to me, is kind of controlled chaos.
On the album, I felt like it was very raw, and it started out as only her playing it on the album, and then as we played it live, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now it's just this massive, massive sound. I love it.
Album that we did, I had recorded that as a solo person, and I was gonna just release it as just me playing instruments and singing. But I brought that music to them, and what happened when they came on board was something I couldn't have even anticipated.
She is a very generous band leader. She never comes in and says, I need you to do exactly this. I have everything worked out in my head and this is how it has to be. She comes in and says, I've been working on this thing. What do you hear? Do your thing. She chooses people to play with because she likes the way they play, and so she trusts them.
One of the things I respect about her as a band leader is she told me, I'll never tell you what to play. You know, we'll have the main chords and song structure and we'll all kind of come up with it together. But yeah, I kind of love that. I've been in bands where they say you have to play it exactly this way. And Kathy's super special in that she just trusts us.
Student is basically empowering girls.
The album that we want to do next, which will all be odd time songs, is about getting girls into science and math and supporting women in STEM. This is one of our songs. We have a song called We Love Nerds also, but this straight A student is about fall in love with my brain.
After the break, discover more about the Kathy Moore Superpower Trio.
Don't let the sun go down. Even if you feel alone. And if it falls down, pick it up. If it's dirty, dust it off.
I had the good fortune of knowing and playing and recording with Sean Smith, who is one of my favorite songwriters in Seattle. When he passed away, I wrote the song. I wrote an instrumental part, and then I wrote the song itself. And then it's just in general about not being afraid of that transition and then celebrating him or loved ones who've gone on.
Kathy wrote that about our friend Sean Smith, who was just a shining light in the Seattle music scene, just a beautiful songwriter. And he passed away several years ago and left a hole in our community.
I never got a chance to meet him, but the stories I've heard, I feel like I have known him.
If you might drown, reach out for that hand now. The one that lifts you above the bow. The one that wipes your weary brow. Sing your love song now. Someday we'll fly, and I'm not worried.
I teach and I do studio work, and I've done some like commercials and film scores. So that's my whole living is doing music, but I do lots of different things. So I'm writing this book for my guitar students on how to visualize the guitar neck. So when people play piano, it's easy for them to map it out because they have black and white and have patterns and they can see it clearly. I'm trying to write a book to make that easier for people so that the neck of the guitar will be revealed to them through exercises and stuff like that. And then I teach a choir, and I really like that. I mean, I like any kind of new thing that's fascinating to me. I like to do that. I like to learn more and more about music.
Someday we'll fly, and I'm not worried. Someday we'll fly, and I'm not worried. Someday we'll fly, and I'm not worried. Someday we'll fly.
It's a curse and a blessing that I'm led by my emotions. When it's just so overwhelming, I can't look away. I get so fixated on something that feels good that even when it doesn't make sense, I go towards it, even when people go, it's not gonna work, you know? But when you just have this inner knowing that it is gonna work, and then all of a sudden that you watch it finally come to fruition, you go, I was right the whole time. You know, it's for me, but it's really for everybody else.
For me, at this stage of my life, I have a kid, you know, I have a life at home that I love and everything. So for me, music has sort of become kind of what church is for other people. I have to do it. I want to be on stage and I want to connect with the people that I play with. I want to see them and go to a place together. You know, we travel, you know, musically and channel that great well, that great river of creativity. I feel like ultimately in this world, we need more of just that kind of communication.
The whiskey and the strange set me back again. I'm off the track again like a barely trained to a powerful wind.
So one of the things that this band does, and one of the reasons I love it, is that we could probably improvise a whole set.
Spoken word. What's going to happen there is we're just going to, like I was saying before, art we're just gonna go, you know? We'll just start a thing and see where it ends up.
That's the surprise. We always do a surprise improv. And that's what I love most about this band is that we can put a song on the set that's gonna be improv. And you're gonna watch, you know, everything just kind of come together all at once.
To find out more about our band, go to bandinseattle.com. Special thanks to the Central Saloon.